We've been working together. The foreign minister of Mexico and I have been in close contact for many weeks now. It's been more than 90 days that we've been dealing with different executive orders coming out of the White House that are affecting our economies. But it was an introduction call. It was the first time the Prime Minister of Canada, Prime Minister Carney, and President Sheinbaum were talking, and we're both very important trading partners. Mexico is the second biggest trading partner to Canada, but also we're part of the USMCA, this trade agreement that is also so key right now, and that we need to see whether we can continue to work on to keep it strong. And this is certainly a message that we wanted to make sure that the Mexican government heard from their Canadian friends.
As you know, the Prime Minister, Carney, he warned that the old U.S. relationship that Canada had with the U.S. is over, stating, quote, the U.S. is no longer a reliable partner. I wonder, what does that mean exactly? How will the trading relationship change between the U.S. and Canada, but also the defense partnership?
Well, we didn't launch a trade war against the U.S. The U.S. Decided to put 25% tariffs against all our products in their first executive order, then went after us by putting 25% tariffs on our steel and aluminum, then went after us putting 25% on our auto sector, and now we're looking at potentially being vulnerable to reciprocal tariffs. Meanwhile, we wanted to make sure that we were sending a clear message that we were retaliating. And at this point, we've put $60 billion worth of tariffs against products in Canada. And also, we have $100 billion more of potential counter tariffs against the U.S. So on American products in Canada. Canada is the biggest client of the U.S. Jim, you've asked me that question in the past. You know, when you're in business, and I know many people watching us right now are in the business sector, you treat your client, your best client, well. And so our goal is to make sure that we end this trade war, that we get to a common understanding that this is hurting our Canadians and Americans, their wallets, and nobody's winning from it. But at the same time, of course, we want to make sure that we work with the White House. Of course, we want to make sure that we find an off-ramp. Of course, we're willing to have discussions, and that's my goal, working with Marco Rubio. But also, this is the goal of the Prime Minister, talking to the President, and as well the Secretary of Commerce and the Minister of International Trade here in Canada.